Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Small Talk. This next topic that I'm going to discuss, and I'm going to discuss this unapologetically because I don't care what you call me. You can call me prejudice or, whatever you want to call me. I don't care because this topic needs to be discussed and it needs to be discussed now before it's too late. The topic is about Islam and LGBTQ and all the rest of the nonsense that they came up with. This lesbians and gays and all these transgenders and all this nonsense that started, if you go a generation back, even in the West, being gays and lesbians was looked down upon and it was hated very much. These LGBTQ, whoever came up with this idea, they propagated this to the point that it became a norm of the society. You pick any religion, and this was forbidden in every religion that existed in the history of mankind. If you pick up Bible, you cannot be gays and lesbians. You pick up Torah, you cannot be gays and lesbian. And Islam, absolutely not. That's Allah says in the Quran that He destroyed an entire nation because one of the ummah of one of the prophets was caught up in this kind of sin, and God destroyed the whole nation because of this. So I am not going to say, oh, I am sorry, I have my sympathies with you. Yes, you're truly gay. That's how you think. This is all BS. There is no medical or proof of this, that if I have a female body in my head, I'm somehow a male. I may like some of the things, I may like to do some of the things that male do, but that does not make me a man. That does not make me a male. I'm still a woman. For example, if I don't feel like cooking, just because it's traditionally it's a woman's job, especially the region that I'm from in India, subcontinent region, I was more like a businesswoman. I had more energy to go outside the house and make the living, have a job, have a business, do things that usually men like to do, versus staying home and cooking and cleaning and raising kids. That wasn't my passion. But does that make me a man? Absolutely not. I'm still a female. I just have different interests. So what a surprise that suddenly within past 2 or 3 decades, um, there are so many gays and lesbians that somehow showed up from somewhere that did not exist before. Half the society is becoming now gays and lesbians, and then they have problem with religious people not accepting them. And I'm not saying just Muslims, any religious people who follow their faiths, they do not accept them with open heart. Now because it has been legalized in the West, in the European society, people are afraid to talk about it because they think if they say something against them, they will be looked down upon. And then they propagate those people so much, against those people so much, to make them look like as if they are some sort of evil who don't accept people. Yes, we don't accept this. We don't want our kids to think it's normal, because it's not. And we are not going to apologize to that, because God said it's a sin and you are sinners. I'm not saying that we're not sinners. Everybody commits a sin. But this is one of those grave sins for which God has destroyed an entire nation of Prophet Lut alayhi salatu wasalam. His entire nation got caught into this sin, and Prophet destroyed their entire nation. So I am not going to sit there and be apologetic about it. Islam has zero tolerance policy for lesbians and gays, and I mean all this nonsense. I don't even want to use those words because I have no sympathy for those people. And when people sit there and argue about it, it's my body. I'm a grown-up adult, and I can do whatever I want to do. Tomorrow, you're going to go ahead and have sex with your sibling, and you say, well, we're two adults, we can do whatever we want to. So where does it end? I don't want a man to be standing in the changing room with my daughter in the name of, oh, I feel like a woman, so I'm a woman. No, to hell with you. Go get a life. Go get your own separate changing room. You're not standing there with the girls in the girls' room because you feel like you're a woman in their head. How many rape cases have come up? How many murder cases have come up because of this LGBTQ nonsense? And the Western world are still not understanding why is happening, what's happening. They need to open up their eyes, and they need to realize that this needs to stop now or it will never end. I recently came across some cartoon. My kids are older now, they don't watch cartoons, but my nieces and nephews are little. So they watch cartoons, and now they have rainbows in the cartoons, they have gays and lesbians in the cartoon characters kissing each other. Like, I don't understand, why is this even approved? Why is this even being advertised so much? They have special rights for gays and lesbians. There is special money given to them. Why? Why can't they work? Sure, they feel like they're gay in their head, or they're lesbians in their head, then let them be. Then they need to live like a normal human being in the society. Why is this extra special treatment for them? Because whoever came up with this movement, they are funding the government and they are funding the politicians to make them look like they're so discriminated against, and rightfully so. They need to be discriminated against. Um, it's not just an Islamic problem, it's a world problem. It's a problem of every religion. Jesus Christ never preached gayism and lesbianism. Moses never preached gayism and lesbianism. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam never preached this, and God never sent gays and lesbians on the earth. Obviously, God created a male and a female because God wanted human race to continue and to procreate, and that's the only way to procreate, is if a male marries a female. A gay man cannot marry a gay man and produce baby. That's not possible. So this whole thing is just against the nature, against the system that God has created. And we have seen time and time again that wherever human intellect touched something, it basically destroyed it. And now human intellect touched this idea of spreading gays and lesbians in the society, and this is going to start a new chaos in the world. So before we go into this chaos, I think it's time for us to speak up and stand against this LGBT community. Islam does not allow this. It's a grave sin. You can make the laws and do whatever you want to do, but in order for us to not like it, you cannot force us. We don't like it. We don't accept it. It's our personal opinion. It's a freedom of choice. It's a freedom of speech. We have the rights in this country, and we are going to say it out loud that this is unacceptable. I remember I used to work at a hospital, and my boss, he was a very religious practicing Christian, and one of my other coworker, one of her uncle or somebody, their friend, was gay, obviously. And she said, we're going to Florida with our kids, and he's going, it was her cousin. She said, my cousin is going with me as well. And my boss said to her, you're going to take him with your kids? And that woman was so offended by it, like, oh my God, he's so prejudiced towards gays, it's his personal choice. He said, I cannot have them around my kids. Rightfully so. He's a Christian. He knows Jesus Christ did not teach this. God did not teach this. Why should he accept this? Because it's a norm of the society. Now, a century later, trust me, you'll see this gays and lesbians in the Bible as well, because they're going to amend the Bible again. They're going to add that, oh, Jesus Christ somehow preached gayism and lesbianism. I know I won't be alive to watch this video 100 years from now. Maybe you won't be alive as well, but maybe some of the kids will be alive and they'll come across this video and they'll know, okay, gays and lesbianism do not exist in the Bible, and maybe they will stop practicing this sin that's very big in Islam and in other religions as well. So yes, Islam says it's a destruction for the society. Gays and lesbians should not exist in the society. There is no such thing as gays and lesbians. God created mankind in pairs. God created every living being in pairs, be it animals, birds, everything, So God did not say the man can be in physical relationship with a man and vice versa. God had created pair, man and woman is a natural way of progressing the life, and this is what we stick by as a Muslim. So Islam has a very clear and straightforward message about this whole topic. Recently there was a World Cup in Qatar, and obviously they were going to bring gays and lesbians. LGBT community was going to fly there to watch, and they wanted to raise the rainbow flags, and the government of Qatar said, no, if they enter this country, we're going to lock them up, and there will be no rainbow flag in our country whatsoever. Because in Islam, it's just not acceptable. We cannot allow this to happen, regardless of how much financial loss we face because of that, because this life is too short. The benefit that we get reap in this life is nothing compared to what we're going to face in the hereafter. So we have to stand in front of God one day, and we have to answer for all of our doings. And I at least don't want to be that person who says I endorsed the gays and lesbians in my society. I absolutely don't endorse, and I'm pretty sure so many true practicing Muslims and so many true practicing Christians and so many true practicing Jews don't endorse this idea as well. Please share your thoughts with me in the comment section below. Please don't hate me, because I don't care. If you hate me for this topic, it may be controversial to you, but it's not controversial to me at all. It's very straightforward. It's forbidden in every religion, in every society, and it should be forbidden even now. And Islam has zero tolerance policy for gays and lesbians, period. Um, Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Please give my video a thumbs up. And until next video, Allah Hafiz.